So I'll tell you what this does right here. What this does, this kind of stretch helps out a lot with your knees, right? Because a lot of the workouts that I do, especially when you're doing stuff dealing with extremities and all of that, you really gotta get your knees going. So as a result of that, I do this. I turn back around, just try to stretch these out right here. Also for recovery, but also just for uh, pre workout stretches as well. So a couple of minutes of this, then we're on to the real live training session. So in exactly 2 minutes from now, we're gonna start the live training session straight away. We're gonna go nonstop for about like maybe uh, 36 minutes, right? So what I do is, if I'm gonna work out doing it for boxing, I'll do it for like 36 minutes. But if I'm doing it for MMA, we're gonna do 25. So today, let's do 36 minutes, right? So a bit of some boxing centric. So we got about 1 minute left before we start the training session. And by the end of this training session, I'm also going to talk about Morales and Burns coming up this week. So tap in with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I'm about to do something that most MMA streamers don't have the guts to do, and that's put up their live training sessions on YouTube. Look, I get it. If you're like an active fighter or whatever, and you don't want, or if you have a fight coming up and you don't want to get your you don't want to put your training sessions out there. But you know what? If you're an MMA content creator and you say that you're all about this and you're all about that, bro, you better freaking prove that. Oh, man. I'm getting pumped up right now. 20 seconds. We're about to get into it. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. We'll get right into it. 30 seconds. 15 seconds. 10 seconds.
You're using all of these things at the same time? This is a really busy time in the gym. I feel like you need to prioritize what you're doing.
Me too.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I do insane workouts, my bad.
Yeah,
Sorry,
maybe
excuse
you
me.
should modify them at busier times of the day. You try to set up
Sorry about that. That's right. That's right. That's right, bitch. MMA. Yeah, you bum. You look like you bums. Hey, I learned this from ball players, and you know what? My speed has gone up since doing that, bro. So, hell yeah. So I won an amateur Muay Thai title back in 2010. I grew up wrestling, and I do MMA. I trained with Team Alpha Male. I'm trained with Khabib in AKA in San Jose. So I trained with a little bit of some top people in the game. You know what I mean? So okay, good, good. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, man, listen, with your height, bro, and then you got an athletic background on top of it, yeah, go for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You'll fuck up a lot of people that don't know what you're doing. That's for sure. And then as you develop and you get better, you'll start feeling like you could be up there with, with the other guys that are, that are doing it for a while. So, hey, my name's Kyrie. I don't want to, yeah, yeah, dude. All right, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I have. I have. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to be right back. We're going to talk about the Morales versus Burns main event. So stay tuned. Insane cardio regimen, brother. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, Hank the Tank. You know, getting in there, getting a 36-minute workout in. So let me hold on just a second. Excuse me. Okay, I got to go put these weights away, and then when I do, we will talk about Morales versus Burns. Hey, like and subscribe. How many MMA YouTubers do you know out there that will put their workout regimen on the line? See, a lot of them out there claim, yeah, you know what? I'm tough. I'm this and that. Hey, no slide to MMA Joey. I know you're just an entertainer and all that, but you say a lot of stuff talking about how, yeah, you could do this, you could do that, you could out wrestle Bo Nickel, all this other cap that you do. But guess what? Ain't none of y'all putting it out there like that. Not none of the top MMA streamers ain't doing it. Hey, guess what? I'm putting this all on the line. On top of that, I'm about to do the content on top of it. So that alone, you gotta like and subscribe to that if you ain't going to respect nothing else. I will be right back. Not too many channels do what you do. That's right. That's right. Big Ink MMA. From Big Ink to Hank the Tank, we got this place thanking the dank, and you got me to thank. Yeah, yeah. All right. Real quick, let me put these weights away while we talk about Morales and Burns coming up. All right. Here we go. That's right. Take care, brother. Good meeting you, man. All right. You wouldn't mind to have hopped on live if you didn't want to. We could do some online competition or something. All right, nice backdrop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's featured on all the mobile, uh, on all the mobile in YouTube Live. So if you go YouTube Live, I think they have an option to whatever pictures you have in your back screen. All right, if you like that, tell me what you think it is. Hold on, I got a little picture of me with a Snoop Dogg here real quick. Let's see here. Where's that? Oh, snap. Okay, you all. Okay, there's Dave Portnoy right there. There's this. There's Dana. And then there's back to reality. Oh, snap back to reality. Yo, there goes Rabbit. Yo, there goes those. Okay, let's get it. Hold on. Let me put some more weights out of the way. You know how it is, man. You know, when you lift the heaviest in the gym, you got to put away a lot of the weights. So I'll be right back. All right. Here we go, guys. We're going to talk. Well, my man here say, yeah, I would. Oh, shit. Okay. Sweet. I'll let you know there's an opportunity. I'll be down for the line. All right, for sure. For sure, Hank the Tank. Yeah, yeah, we could do that. We can do that for sure. All right. All right, check it out. Shut the fuck up. Laughing like some fucking hyena. These fucking hyenas over here, man. Fucking mongrel ass motherfuckers. What the fuck? All right. Yeah, so there it is, man. You name me. You name me an MMA YouTuber that does all that. Ain't none of them doing none of that. So with that in mind, all right, let's get to the topic subject at hand, right? So this is how I see Morales and Burns this weekend, right? So the way that I kind of see it is Gilbert Burns, man, he's very, how do I say this? Very vulnerable to strikes, right? He's vulnerable to a lot of things. You know, what did my man here say? So Burns, damn son. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, hey, listen, I got a little bit of Sean Strickland in me a little bit. You know, sometimes I get annoyed with just, you know, seeing, you know, certain people or whatever, or just, you know, people just acting mindless or whatever. But in any regard, yeah, back to Morales and Burns. So Burns, okay, there's a lot of susceptibility to his game, right? He can get knocked out. You've seen that in the Usman fight. Um, you've seen him get submitted. You've seen him get taken down on the ground. You've seen him get TKO'd by Jack Della Maddalena. And here's the interesting thing, right? So Morales, undefeated. What is he, like 16-0 or some crazy number like that? And then Gilbert Burns, you look at the top three names that he just lost to, right? He lost to Sean Brady. There's no shame in that. We've seen what Sean Brady did to Leon Edwards. You've seen him lose to JDM. Now, there's no shame in that. Obviously, JDM is the world champion right now. Keep those knees from Morales. Those knees from Morales will be nasty. I could see that. I could definitely see him hitting him with the knee. Let's say he goes and tries to shoot in for a takedown or something like that, right? You know, he'll try to shoot in for a takedown. Morales could absolutely catch him with the knee. And then after he catches him with the knee, then, you know, he could finish him off with a ground and pound. Now, that right there is what the majority of people are sort of expecting, right? They're sort of expecting him to mess up to a certain degree, right? Look, here's the thing, man. You know, I think this is going to be a whole lot harder than than what people think. Simply because, look, you got to look at it like this. You got to look at it like this, right? Um, he's susceptible to making mistakes, but if his game is on and game tight, it's going to be very difficult to try and him or do anything to him. It's going to be very difficult. Look, just because Burns, here's the thing, right? Every fight is different. You know, just because Burns messed up in the previous fights before, you also have to take certain things into consideration, right? The level of competition that he faced, right? That's one. We're talking about JDM, Sean Brady, and then Bilal Muhammad. You know, no, those are not, I mean, look, those are top contenders and former champions and current champions at that, right? So you got to take that into consideration. He's going to be coming in here game tight. Now, Morales, he's going to be coming in here game tight too. Obviously, he's the up and coming prospect and this and that. Everybody's expecting him to finish Burns, but Burns, I think, is going to show certain levels in this, right? Not to say that Morales isn't ready; he's up there, but this is why I'm going to go with an official prediction: 5-round decision, split decision. It's going to go down to the wire, and I think they're going to give it to Morales. Yeah, which, by the way, will be no shame in the game of Gilbert Burns because that's just what happens. You know, when you take on top competition. Hank the Tank here says, rooting for Burns big time. I am too. I don't think he can do it. But Morales has the height, the grappling, and edge on him. Hank the Tank says, split decision. Yeah, wow, right? That's what I'm saying. Look, a lot of people have a hard time, you know, seeing that as a reality, but you have to take into consideration, you know, the level of competition, and then on top of that, just where Morales is at right now. Now, look, here's the thing: if Morales could finish him off and completely dust him off and all of that, then it shows you that, man, you know, this kid is a serious contender at 170. Maybe they should give him Ian Gary next. Um, Hank the Tank says, I think Burns' chin is in trouble. That's the so I'm glad you mentioned that, right? That's sort of the overall consensus right now, right? The overall consensus is that, yeah, his chin is gone. You know, he can easily get knocked out and things of that nature. I mean, look, that could be a possibility, but yeah, man, what a great time to watch the welterweight division. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, here's the thing, right? Let me ask you this, Hank the Tank. Answer this on the question on the comment section below, right? Like, if GSP was fighting in this era, right? Would would he have a harder time than if he was fighting in his era, you know, during the 2010s, 11s, and whenever, you know, he retired 2013? Because look, here's the thing, right? George St. Pierre was so good, bro, that back in the days we forget how good the welterweight division was as well. The way the welterweight division looks right now, it's really no different than how it looked back then. Look, you got somebody like Carlos Condit, right? He literally has the same fighting style that of JDM. The only difference is that JDM has a little bit of power behind him. what did he say here? He'd have the trouble with Shafkat and Gary. Yeah. I think so too. But you know what? Here's the thing. I think Ian Gary is very similar to that of what's the homie's name? Carlos Condit. He's very similar to him in that style, right? So GSP has fought guys like that before. But also, check this out. Uh, Carlos Condit gave him a serious problem. Gave him a serious problem. So let me know what you guys think. Also, man, obviously I didn't go over all the whole card. This was just specifically, to just record my live stream, workout session, and on top of that, talk about the main event. But the one fight that I'm really looking forward to is the Paul Craig fight. Paul Craig. I'm looking forward to that fight. Because look, man, listen, man, Paul Craig, that dude is so good. But the thing is that he just, I don't know what it is, man. He has this problem a lot of jujitsu guys have. You see, look, a lot of jujitsu dudes, right? Their main problem is that they rely so much on jujitsu and then nothing else, right? And you sort of saw him get in trouble a lot because of that. But then again, man, you look at Paul Craig, bro. He beat two former champs. He beat Uncle Ivan and he beat Jamal Hill. You know what I mean? Like before Jamal Hill was a world champ. So, Big Ank MMA here says Craig just has no striking. He don't, man. That's weird that a Scottish dude don't got striking, man. You know what I mean? Like if anything, the British, Irish, and Scottish, that's kind of what they're known for is stand up fighting. But nowadays, you often notice, man, jujitsu is so big in England right now, right? Jujitsu is so big in, especially in like the middle class, upper middle class tier of British society. I think in American society too, right? I would say jujitsu is sort of a preppy boy sport if you really think about it, right? Like if you think about all the preppy boy sports out there, like lacrosse, you could throw hockey into it. The equipment that it requires to play all those sports, man, it's extremely expensive. But then, you look at MMA, it's an expensive endeavor too, especially if you want to buy all the gear and this and that. And then if you want to get good at jujitsu, the top gi alone in jujitsu is $200. The trousers for jujitsu is $200, and the belt is like probably, every time you get promoted, maybe, like 15 to $20 or something like that. So it's an expensive endeavor. Hank the Tank says Bellagio is going to be swinging for the fences against a non-striker. You know what, man? This is why I kind of like Paul Craig's chances in that one, just based on that alone. By the way, guys, just to let you know, I got 5 minutes left on this live stream. I got about like 10 minutes on my live stream. I'm sorry, on my batteries right now, 10%. So I'm going to probably cut this off in the 1 hour mark. But on any regard, what did my man here say? He said, keep in mind also this might be Craig's last fight in the UFC if he takes an L. Craig mentions in interview. Um, okay. Should that be the last one if he loses? Yo, because check this out, right? Um, if he loses, can't he just come back and fight another guy, or will they give him lesser competition, or are they just going to drop him out altogether? I see most of them happening. Last fight on his contract. Okay, that's what I'm. Okay, so that's interesting. It's the last fight on his contract. That kind of explains a lot right here. That's what he said. Okay, that's what he said. Yeah, it's funny you said that, right? Remember Jamal Hill when he sort of made fun of Jiri. Remember when Jiri made that little promo video right after he won the title? He's like, "I'm coming, I'm coming," and then what does he do? What does Jamal Hill do in his little response video? He pulls out his phone, does a little response. He says, "Yeah, well, that's what she said." That's what she said. My man here says a question for Kyrie: who's the best underdog to pick on the card? Man, I think that's Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns can easily win this fight because remember, there's a reason why I said split decision, and people are already counting out Gilbert Burns. Paul Craig is also a good underdog. Now, look, I don't do betting. Obviously, you guys know me. I'm a Muslim guy. I don't bet or anything like that. I just do MMA content, not for betting reasons, but to sort of keep up with the storylines of the game, and in a way to help me keep motivated in training, and then do these training videos that I just did. But yeah, I don't really know about the odds or this and that. Of course, I would know who the favorites are at times, or this and that, and then at times you would be surprised who's the favorite and who isn't. Sadiq Youssef, Big Ank MMA said. That's what he said. That's what he said. Yeah, 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 yeah. You remember Hank the Tank? What Jamal Hill did on that promo? Big Ank MMA to Hank to Big Ank says definitely a good one. Hank the Tank. Yeah, I do that too. But I love a good underdog. Oh, what do you mean you do that too? Like you place bets on fights and all that? Man, I gotta tell you, bro, it's really hard to bet on fights. I mean, at least for me, on my part, it's hard for me to see homies bet on fights and then they lose a whole lot of money, based on that. I don't place bets. Hank the Tank says, yeah. Poor melted ice cream man. Yeah, just pick for the sake of it. Oh, okay. So you don't place bets. Okay, good man, good man. It's it's a very dangerous endeavor. I'm telling you, you never know where some of these bets are going to go and how they're going to come about. But yeah, you can never doubt Dustin Soltzoff. Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. So